All right, so what does this class involve assignment-wise? That's why you have a syllabus. It's supposed to chart out a syllabus, the goals and objectives of a course, the outcomes as they are sometimes called, as well as the responsibilities of the student and the assignments. So let's go over the syllabus. I'm not going to go over each and every line because that's just not appropriate for a video. A video doesn't drill down into that much detail. You can read over the syllabus on your own to find out what's involved in the course, but I can summarize the basics. So first of all, we will be using D2L, Desire to Learn. You want to make sure that you're ready to go with that your account is set up. And on the syllabus that I sent you on email, there is a help desk number if you're having any problems whatsoever. The tabs that we will be using the most in that class include the Content tab, where you can find the assignments and the syllabus, and then also the Discussions tab. In the Discussions tab, we'll be using one of those today, in fact. All right, as far as what this class is all about, it's Introduction to Communication. And in order to get that across, here are the things that I'm requiring. First of all, attendance. Attendance is required. So we have class Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for 4 weeks in a row. Every Tuesday will be online, like it is today. Every Wednesday, you must come to either the Philadelphia campus for ESU or the Lehigh Valley campus. We'll find out if we have any Philadelphia students at all. But you must come to one of those two campuses. And then on Thursday, you must come to the Lehigh Valley campus. Now, many people ask me, why isn't this entire course online? And that's because for two reasons. One is it is developed as an in-class class, and according to the contract, we're not allowed to teach more than 25% of such a class online. But secondly, and more importantly, this is a class that involves human interaction. And you just can't substitute FaceTime or instant messaging or Snapchat or anything like that for being in the presence of other human beings to discuss the subject of communication. So that's attendance. Now, as far as the exact assignments go, the first one that you'll be rolling into will be the informative group presentation. I found that this is a nice way to introduce students to each other and also to give them the safety when they're speaking in public, because some students, that is kind of an anxiety-ridden experience for them, and to have some teammates alongside of you makes it a better experience, so I do that first in the class. Then later on, there will be a persuasive speech. That's an individual speech that you'll be required to give. We'll be covering what's involved in that later on in the semester. For both of those speeches, the group speech, also called a presentation, and the persuasive speech, you'll have to turn in 2 outlines. One outline is a first draft, and then I give comments on it, and then the second outline is your final copy, which you're allowed to speak from. That's kind of why I have you do an outline, so that you can speak from not a manuscript per se, but a general sketching out of your ideas. Also, that's required for this class are what we call in-class critiques. I'll hand out some sheets of paper with some categories that I want you to look for when you listen to speeches, and you'll be critiquing those speeches to help your peers improve their speaking and to give them feedback on their performance. Also, class participation is required for this class. It's a huge function in this class. I require students to participate both in class and then also in the discussion posts. It's very important that your ideas are circulating. I've been teaching this class for 23 years and I still learn very much from my students. I rely on my students to learn a lot of modern day information, especially when it comes to popular culture tastes. And so it's very important to me that I integrate that input into the class, and that's why class participation is so important. In general, your class participation should be always showing me that you've read the material in the chapters. This is a very straightforward and easy and I think very useful book for the class, and I want to see that you're reading the concepts. So when you speak in class, I want you to say, the book talks about the concept of intrapersonal communication. Or the book talks about these barriers to communication, X, Y, and Z, and this is what I would like to say about that. That's the way that you should approach most of your class participation comments. I also have some statements on my syllabus about plagiarism and about etiquette when it comes to cell phones in the classroom. You can check those out. They're really common sense. It's basically don't steal other people's work. That's plagiarism. And class etiquette with a cell phone is don't text in class, surf the web, receive phone calls, that kind of thing. Of course, sometimes you may make a mistake and leave your ringer on, it goes off. It's not the end of the world. But really, I don't want to see you, the pose like this while you're sitting in the classroom. Okay, next the syllabus goes into what we're going to be handling each and every day. I may need to make some adjustments with that as we see what the needs and the demands are of the class. And also, weather situations can sometimes come to play, but you pretty much have an outline of what exactly is going to happen in this class. So that right there wraps up the syllabus, and now your chore is to go to the discussion posts and to ask me a question about the class. I'll look forward to reading it.